Hello, guys, and welcome back to Fox Report. This is a pre-match review of Leicester City versus Spartak Moscow in Game 4 of the Europa League. Now, we go into this match with a loss against Arsenal in the Premier League, a disappointing loss. We just go into this match just sleeping, honestly. Arsenal, they studied us very well. They knew what formation we're going with, and they took full control of our end, especially the midfield, and us just out of position, not knowing what to do. We went full on confident against Arsenal, thinking they're like some championship side. And however, that was not the case. They studied us very, very well. Now, anyways, we flip the page. We go on to this match in the Europa League, in a very important match where we have to win in order to keep life and stay in this European competition. So definitely come into this match, go with our best players, and probably change that formation. The formation of a 3-4-1-2 is not necessarily the best option as we go on to the season. It looks as though that teams already know that we've been using it very consistently, which is why they prepare the right formation to go up against us, and then that's where we struggle. Now, the game against Manchester United definitely was a great match to put that formation. Then we went on to play Spartak Moscow, the first game of the group stage, and that worked out pretty well. Now, the game against Brentford, that is where we began to see, is this formation really working out? Because Brentford is a team of just full pace, great chemistry, and just opening up and just taking advantage of those open spaces. So definitely that wasn't the best option there. Now, going against Arsenal, that is where we found out, this formation is not working. We have to change the formation up. And that is why I think we should go with a formation of a 4-1-4-1. That is Kasper Schmeichel in goal. We have 4 defenders. On the left side, we have Timothy Castagna. In the center, we have Soyuncu with Johnny Evans. And on the right, we have Ricardo Pereira. Now, Wilfred Ndidi has been fit again. So he didn't play against the match against Arsenal, but I think he's fit now for this match, so we'll include him in the starting 11 as a center defensive mid, the only center defensive mid, and we have 4 midfielders in front. That is Harvey Barnes on the left, James Maddison in the center with Yuri Tielemans, and Adam Lookman on the right. Now we have 1 lone striker, and that will be Patson Daka, giving Kelechi Iheanacho and Jamie Vardy a rest. And just this formation, I think, works perfectly well. Adam Lookman and Harvey Barnes are included because they came into the Arsenal match with so much more effectiveness. They created more opportunities. They were more fast on the wings. And that's the kind of, players that you want to put on when you go up against a team like Arsenal. A team where you have to match the pace because their wing backs were very quick and you have to be much more creative there. And I think Harvey Barnes and Lookman are very, very well-created players. They know how to create plays. They know how to make runs for themselves. So including them in that second half definitely gave much more effectiveness on our end. So we have to include them back into the starting 11 and change that formation up. So that's why I included them as part of the 4 midfielders. And Patson Daka, looking him as a lone striker, I know with our previous matches, before we included 2 forwards up top, we were just saying having 1 striker up top isn't working out. Jamie Vardy's alone. But looking at the match against Brighton in the Carabao Cup, I think Patson Daka worked out his role very, very well. He knew where to run. He knew how to hold the ball and wait for his teammates so he can pass the ball off and lay them off and give them a through ball. And just knowing where to be and what runs to make, I think he works perfectly well being alone up top. So why not start this formation out with him up top and then see, as the game goes on, how, whether we can change it or not. But no, he worked it pretty well against Brighton. So definitely go up against Spartak Moscow with the same formation, having 1 striker up top. And of course, our wing backs, we have to mention them, Ricardo Pereira and Castagna. I think Castagna worked pretty well being on the left while being on the right. The game against Arsenal, he had to be on the right because Ricardo was injured. And that necessarily did not seem to be his right position, even though he's been playing in that position previously last season. But I think he's more comfortable on the left and showed so much effectiveness on the left. So putting him back on the left wing back will definitely work well with that 4 defenders in the back. And just in general, having 4 in the back, much more security. With having 3 in the back, it necessarily gave more space. So whenever the opposition had to counterattack, we would have our defenders, our midfielders coming to track back and support the defense. And it would work sometimes, but other times it wouldn't work. And that kind of showed with the match against Brentford and Arsenal. So having support in the defense definitely will help. Now, Wilfred Ndidi being the lone defensive midfielder, I think that is a role suited for him because he knows where to be. He has played very well as a defensive midfielder. He has so much experience in that role. So without a doubt, I think he has full control of being just himself in the defensive side. And having 4 creative midfielders up top, Lookman, Barnes, Tielemans, Madison, very creative players. So definitely, without a doubt, put them up top, more support towards the attack. And then we have Patson Daka, who will make those runs for them. So definitely a great formation, I think, in general. And if not, we can go with the formation of a 4-2-3-1, and that is pushing back Tielemans with Wilfred Ndidi, adding more support on the defensive side as well, and then creating just 3 midfielders, which is Harvey Barnes, Madison, and Lookman. So yeah, I think that formation could work out as well. It definitely, most importantly, it gives more support towards the defensive side, just in case we have those counterattacks where sometimes we may miss the ball, give the ball away. Obviously, we want to avoid that. But in those cases, if that happens, we have more support on the defensive side. And just having that creativeness up top with Lookman and Barnes in the starting 11 is also great to have. So either that formation or we go with the 4-1-4-1. But either way, we got to have Pereira, Castagna in their respective sides and Lookman and Harvey Barnes on the wings, because having that connectivity between our wingbacks and our midfielders definitely is great and effective. I know Ricardo and Lookman can definitely do some connectivity there, a give and go. Same thing with Castagna and Harvey Barnes. So yeah, have him there. And Patson Daka, like I said, he knows how to be a lone striker up top. He knows what to do. So without a doubt, put him there as well. Now, going into this match with Spartak Moscow, not only did we have an upset over the weekend, but they did as well. So they had their league match over the weekend in which they were winning 1-0 towards the last minute. The last minute, literally in stoppage time, the opposition had a through ball. I think it was a 1v1. And then next thing you know, their keeper of Spartak Moscow comes up, presses up too high, and the opposition just lobs the ball over him, literally last minute of the stoppage time, over the goalkeeper. And next thing you know, it's 1-1. A very, very incredible tie, and just a very big disappointment for Spartak Moscow. They were thinking, we're going into this match against Leicester with a victory. Motivation and just confidence skyrockets. But then that last minute of that match just went all down. A huge disappointment for Spartak Moscow. They had that victory in their hands and just slipped away with that error there. So they're definitely not the only ones. We're not the only ones who are going into this match with our heads, down, looking at this loss that we had over the weekend. So, but anyways, we know how to correct those errors. We definitely cannot be sleeping on oppositions, even though they may have been having results that were either losses or ties. So we have to go into every single match as if it's like a final, going in to win and securing those opportunities that are given to us at the start. Now, the match we had against Spartak Moscow, the first time around, we had full control from the start, but we just did not secure those opportunities towards the end. But now we have to correct that, and especially set pieces, corner kicks. We have to know where to be and how to defend those, because if we don't, they're just being scored on us. And we've been having that issue for I don't know how long. Last season, we need to correct those because they are literally our biggest enemies so far. From every set piece that the opposition gets, I'm just thinking, this could probably go in the net. We could probably concede here. We have to correct those, and hopefully this time, I know Brendan Rodgers, I know I said it last time, for the game against Arsenal, he could already correct those, but no, it clearly shows that he has not been working on those corner and set pieces. But this time, I hope the game against Arsenal is the waking call to tell him, listen, you have to work on those set pieces because it's just destroying us. It's just destroying our performance and what we've been building for. And most importantly, going into each match with full-on confidence and not sleeping and not going too confident, thinking that whatever side we play is just below us. Each team we play is at the same level. We have to go with that mentality, and we have to go in performing like the way we performed against Manchester United, against Brentford, against Brighton. Yeah, we have to go in with full force and just lock down the game early, and especially secure those 3 points. Because with those 3 points, we'll have more life and a higher chance of qualifying to the knockout stage of the Europa League. But anyways, yeah, that is my formation. That is what I think. I think the match, based off, Spartak Moscow and the way they were performing, the way they're playing, it kind of isn't necessarily that great. They kind of been playing the way they've been playing in that first game where we played in Russia, where they just passed the ball over, lobbing it over to their forwards, and just not creating any connectivity there towards the midfield and towards the defense. So there are a team that is very inconsistent and will just, probably make goals just off the errors of their oppositions. It's like the goal they scored against us. We gave the ball away. We didn't track back in time. And next thing you know, they secured that opportunity they had. And it was a deflection. So it's just one of those things you have to look at and just know, as long as I don't do this, then they probably won't have that higher of a chance of having, so many opportunities to score. So we have to just look at that and correct it. And I think going into this match with full on just chemistry and just lockdown of the defense and midfield with that creativity there, we can easily win this match 3-0. 3-0. We can definitely score 2 goals in the first half and then see how many we score in the second half. But definitely based off Spartak Moscow's performance, not necessarily a chance. They're not really favorites of winning the match, nor do I think we can tie it. We definitely have to win, and I think we can win with more than 3 goals. But anyways, that's my prediction. That's my formation. Let me know what you think. And that's all I have for today in this episode of the pre-match review between Leicester City and Spartak Moscow. Let's see what happens. Let's go Leicester. Come on, Foxes. And I'll see you for the post-match review. That will be after the match. So see you then.